Oh, Alan, our beloved chatty man. If there is one person in the UK who feels like a best friend to all of us, it's Alan Carr. You know the vibe, that infectious cackle, the glasses, the way he can make a glass of warm Lambrini look like the finest champagne. He's the national treasure who has kept us laughing through the gloomiest of days. But today, the laughter has stopped, and fans across the country are left in absolute disbelief. We're used to seeing Alan as the life and soul of the party. Just look at him recently on the Celebrity Traders. He was absolutely brilliant, wasn't he? He shocked us all by pulling off that ruthless win, showing a side of him we'd never seen before. We cheered, we gasped, and we all screamed at our TVs, "Bring back Chatty Man." But while we were all celebrating his career comeback, Alan was hiding a secret struggle that is honestly heartbreaking to read about. The news that shook fans. News has broken about the terrifying health battles Alan has been fighting behind closed doors, and it is devastating. You look at him and see the funny man, but the reality is that our Alan has been living through a nightmare that he admits terrified him to his core. Alan recently opened up in a raw emotional admission that has left fans reeling. He is terrified of going blind. Can you imagine? For a man whose visual comedy and iconic look are so much of who he is, the fear of losing his sight is unimaginable. He revealed he has been suffering from a condition affecting his eyes that caused him to fear the absolute worst: the spike in the eye. This isn't just a minor scare, folks. The details Alan shared about his treatment are enough to make your stomach turn. He described a horrific procedure at Moorfields Eye Hospital where he had to have a spike inserted into his eye to drain pressure. It was so surreal, Alan admitted, his usual humor replaced by vulnerability. "Losing my sight is my worst thing, and I can feel it getting worse." He described the moment the doctors told him to relax as a needle came towards his eye. "I wanted to say, 'Excuse me, the spike is coming closer.'" It breaks your heart, doesn't it? To think that while he was making us laugh, he was lying on a hospital bed, terrified he might never see his audience again. A double blow. As if the fear of blindness wasn't enough, it turns out Alan has been battling crippling physical pain, too. We all saw him running around the Trader's Castle, but the truth is, not long before that, he couldn't even walk. He's opened up about a severe bout of sciatica that left him unable to do anything. He confessed, "I had sciatica last year and I was on the floor. I couldn't move." For a man who is so animated, so full of energy, literally bouncing off the walls on Chatty Man, to be bedbound and in agony, it just doesn't seem fair. It really brings it home that celebrities, no matter how rich or famous, are just flesh and blood like the rest of us. They get sick. They get scared, and they hurt. The loneliness of the clown. What makes this news hit so much harder today is the context of Alan's personal life. We all know he went through that heartbreaking divorce from his husband Paul Drayton a few years ago. It was a split that played out in the public eye, filled with drama and sadness. Since then, Alan has been soldiering on, largely on his own. He's often joked about his single life, but reading about these health scares makes you realize how lonely those hospital visits must have been. Facing the prospect of blindness is terrifying enough. Facing it without a partner by your side, that's a level of bravery that deserves a standing ovation. Why we are all in shock. The reason the internet is blowing up today isn't just because Alan is sick. It's because he hid it so well. We watched him betray the faithfuls on Traders. We watched him crack jokes on talk shows. We watched him post hilarious updates on Instagram. And the whole time, he was carrying this heavy burden. It's the classic tears of a clown story, isn't it? The person who laughs the loudest is often the one fighting the hardest battles. Fans are flooding social media with messages of support, and honestly, it's emotional to scroll through them. I just want to give Alan a hug. He's given us so much joy, he doesn't deserve this fear. Hearing about the eye surgery made me cry. Stay strong, Chatty Man. We need him back on TV, but only when he's well. Health comes first, Alan. The future for Alan. Despite the shocking nature of this news, there is a glimmer of hope. Alan is a fighter. He survived the spike, he's managing the condition, and he just won one of the biggest reality shows on TV. There are whispers, loud whispers, that Chatty Man might be making a return. And frankly, we need it. We need that warmth back on our screens. But more than that, we just need Alan to be okay. So, let's send some love out into the universe for Alan Carr today. He's been there for us when we needed a laugh. Now, it's time for us to be there for him. We love you, Alan. You got this. What do you think? Does hearing about Alan's private struggles change how you view his recent TV appearances? And would you tune in for a Chatty Man reboot? Drop a comment below. Let's show Alan how much we care.